Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm John. I collect cards. It is Thursday night, November 9th, 2023. Going to, on this video, give you an update on my 1978 Topps Hall of Fame run. The quest continues, but I am approaching third, and I'm not quite heading for home, but I'm getting there. I am more than 2/3 of the way there now. For my last video, after my last video about 3 weeks ago, I've just had the opportunity to pick up more as we go. I've got 8 more to show you here. I think it's 8. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 8 to show you of the from the 78 goal. It's my first year of collecting cards, and so in that sense, it's a just kind of a special little goal that I thought to try. And I believe I bought the first card in April, so it's been going on for about 7 months now. Time flying in terms of that. I couldn't believe it's been 7 months already since I started it. But here we are. I've got, out of the 55 cards in the Hall of Fame run, I have 37 of them. So I have over 2/3 of the way. And here are the latest pickups. Starting with, this is the oldest one since my last video. And I'm trying to show every pickup from this quest on my channel as I go. So I've got 8 more to show here from the last 3 weeks, starting with victory leaders. We've got Steve Carlton in the NL and Jim Palmer on the far right. 2 Hall of Famers flanking Dave Goltz and Dennis Leonard. They all won 20 games. What's interesting about this card is Tom Seaver won 21 and outdid all the AL trio there and finished second, and as a result doesn't get on the card because Carlton had a fantastic season, another fantastic season. But this one's in an 8. So we got that one. I'll put some of these here down here and then change them up as we go. Break out some of these for this. And I'm going to try to throw some prices out here too, because I'm trying to continue really being, keeping an eye out on the budget. $15 I got this card for, $20.90 out the door. All of these were eBay purchases, I believe. Almost certain of that. They were. Next up, this was one of the bigger ones I've gotten here. It's another 8. It's Mike Schmidt. So this was a key one to get. I've got most of the pricier ones still to get, but not all. Schmidt's among probably he's probably in the top 15 or so, I'd say, of the cards in the run. Got to be higher than 20. I paid for this one $26.25, and out the door $33.78. I'm trying to get 8s and 7s as I go. I've got a lot more 8s and 7s. I do have a couple of 7s I am going to show on this. But I would say I didn't actually count the 7s. I think I only have about 5 or 6 at the most in terms of 7s, and the rest of them are all 8s. And this is a newer slab too, which I like. So that, to me, if I'm going to shell out a little bit more for the 8 for the bigger names, I want it in a newer slab if at all possible. And so this meets that mark. So I got Mike Schmidt here, an important pickup for the run. Right getting into the peak of his power, so to speak, the peak of his excellence for the Phillies. Next one I'm going to show here, this was a 7. Jim Rice. It's a really good 7, though, I'd say. I mean, it's a little off right. It is off center right a little bit, and it's got a little bit of a tilt as well. If you work your eye up here, you can see how this white border gets a little wider as you go up. But, it's overall a pretty good card, and I like it even more when I realized I paid $7.99 for it, and $12.97 out the door. So I made the call where sometimes, you gotta pick up a card like this to, when the dollars eventually start adding up for a goal like this, which, this is a fun goal for me. It's not like an all-important quest, but it's a fun quest. And I'm trying to, balance things out when I can. And, aside from that little off-center right, I think this card looks pretty nice for all of $8 in a newer PSA slab. It's not brand new, but it's probably, in the last 4 to 5 years, I'd say, maybe even 3 to 4 years. So I like this one of Jim Rice, and I'll start changing them out as we go. Next up, another 7 actually, and I think this is the only other 7 I'm going to show. Willie McCovey. This one's in a newer slab from probably in the last year or so, maybe even just this year. Mr. McCovey here, got him for 15 bucks, $20.75 out the door. He's a little harder to find, I'd say. I mean, obviously there's lots of McCovey slabs, but in this particular time, as I was looking around for more of the players, just, I wasn't seeing his name on too many examples, and he also has the record breaker card, which I still need to get. So I got this one out of the way. Worst thing about this one is it is off center going toward the bottom, but it's not super egregious. The left-right centering's pretty good. Nice picture. I'll take that in a 7, no problem. For the goal I have, we'll move the victory leaders out of the way. And the next one is kind of a cool story. So, a lot of you probably follow, and if you don't, you should, follow Wade Boggs Fan and his channel. He's got a really great channel. And he also recently collected and finished, I believe, the 1978 Topps Hall of Fame run himself. And I was watching a couple of his videos about that, and it also, coincidentally, was the first year that he was collecting. And so I found that really cool. And, I started really getting even more into his 78 gold videos when I realized that in recent weeks. And he talked about his, some of the tougher, more difficult pickups. The toughest one apparently is Jim Cott, because he's the most recent of the Hall of Famers in the set. And so that's not a surprise. And previously, there just aren't that many high-grade slabs of him yet. And so, finding an 8 or even a 7 is a huge challenge, and I have not found one yet. There is a 6 of him I saw this week, and for all I know, it could be gone already, and I haven't snapped it up yet. I'm trying to hold out for that 7 or 8. That's the goal I have for 1978. So I kind of don't want to diverge from that. I think he said maybe the second toughest card to get in that Hall of Fame run is this one. Bob Lemon, in an 8, no less. And so here's the cool, even what makes picking this up even cooler. Well, first off, I was able to, that there was one available. And I didn't go to PSA and look up the pop count for this. I couldn't remember what it was. But either 7 or 8, it's a pretty low number. And so they don't come up very often. And what's pretty cool about this is I was fortunate enough in John's Wade Boggs Fan's recent VR contest. My name came up on the Wheel of Names when he was spinning for the 2 prizes he was giving away. So I was lucky enough to get a $25 eBay gift card from him. So thank you again, John, for that. And later that morning, I let him know that I put it to very good use and put it toward getting this card. Which he was, from his reply, I could tell. I think he was, pretty psyched that I was able to do that. So, thank you again, John. And so this card total, I was watching this card on eBay for a while, and I was hoping maybe I'd get an offer on it from the seller. Never happened, and I probably was watching it for 2 months, and finally I just, with that gift card, I just bought it right off the. I wanted to just get it and get it. Make that notch. Check off that box toward this goal with this tough one. And so it was $45, and so for me it was $27.69 out the door with tax and shipping. And John took care of 25 of it. Thank you again. Really cool card of Bob Lemon. And what I really like even more about this card is it's kind of special for me, because he was White Sox manager in '77, and I think the start of '78, but eventually soon into the season he got fired, and after Billy Martin got fired from the Yankees, or actually I think Billy left after what happened mid-season, and they hired Bob Lemon. The Yankees did. Next thing you know, they do their miraculous run in August and September, and Bucky Dent hits the home run in Boston. They beat the Royals again. They beat the Dodgers again. They're world champs again. Bob Lemon was the manager, so it's a pretty special card for me in that right, too. So I was happy to pick that one up, and it's in some ways a relief to have that one out of the way. So I've got 3 more cards I'll show here. This one just arrived yesterday, another Yankee, Jim Catfish Hunter. This is in a very old slab, and I got this one for all of $10 actually. And whoop, I just adjusted my camera. Bear with me here. Sorry about that. I've been doing that lately on some of my videos. I gotta be careful. As you might be able to tell on this one, and I won't take it out of the plastic, but it's got a really bad scratch in it. Really bad scratch. And so I think, and it was a brand new seller too. I think he had 0 rating actually on eBay, but he had it listed at a fairly low price. I can't remember if it was, I think it may have been 20. And I put in an offer for 10, and just in the note, in a nice way said, it looks like it's got a pretty significant scratch in the slab. So I was willing to make that sacrifice to check Hunter off my list here, because his cards in the 8s go for, they seem to firmly be in the 30s. And I just, wanted to see if I can get it for less. And so this one came my way, got it for $10. Tax and shipping $14.10. I'll take the scratch in the slab. Maybe someday, or even maybe at the National, I'll bring it with me and maybe drop it off for a rehold or something, or to reslab it from PSA, and we'll see if I'll explore that option maybe. But I liked getting him for that price. One more card to pick up there, and then the last one I'm going to show here. Actually, no, I've got a couple more I'm going to show. But the next one I'm going to show, and it just came today. Hunter came yesterday. This one came today. Phil Necro. In an 8, in a new slab, newer slab. This one's a pretty nice 8 too. Well, it's got a little bit of a print mark up there, but PSA decided to give it an 8. Maybe that's why in the auction I got it for all of, and this was an auction I won. I got it all of for all of $13.27 in the auction, and $17.07 out the door. And so it's I was willing to accept that. It was still an 8. It was a new slab. The price was good, so that worked for me for this goal. So those are the Hall of Fame pickups I got in the last 3 weeks for my goal. But I've got 2 more cards to show. And one of them's from '78, and so recently, in the last couple of weeks, the finalists for the Hall of Fame, the Veterans Committee that is for managers, umpires, executives, came out, and I saw that, and not surprisingly, that Lou Piniella was on the list of finalists. He was very close his last time on the ballot. I think he missed by only 1 or 2 votes. And when I saw he was a finalist, I quickly looked him up on eBay for 78 tops. Found an 8, and just snapped it right up. It was a reasonable price at $20, $19.99. I just did it buy it now. So $25.19 out the door for this. I think he's got a very good chance to get in this time. And even if he doesn't, this is still a really cool card to have. Yankees that year, my formative team. So I just love having this card for that reason alone. But if he does get in the Hall, I figured I would do a little preemptive action, or sort of just try to get this one out of the way before maybe it's a little harder to find at that price. So pick that one up, and we'll move Mr. Lemon at this point just to get the all of them vertical. And then one more card I'm going to show, and then we'll wrap this up. Along the lines of possible Hall of Famer. This last thing I'm going to show is actually a big coincidence. A week or 2, or maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the finalists were announced, in my LCS, one of my LCSs in town here, where I live, I've mentioned in a recent video they've got a really nice stash of 1958 tops lately, where they bought a collection off somebody that was like a really good solid EXNM kind of collection of some cards. And that extended into 59 as well. There's a decent amount of 59s that were nice. And I saw one that, I didn't know he was going to be a finalist, but this player, a great player, he would go in as an executive if he does get in the Hall, but he had a great career playing as well, and also in the broadcast booth, which is where I became familiar with him growing up with the New York Yankees, and that is Bill White. I saw this card Now I didn't put it in the slab; it was in the slab at the store, and I just wanted to show what I paid for it, because I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in a. I'm going to put it in this little card saver after this video. But I'm going to get this one graded, but I'll take it out of here now, out of the top loader. But this is a nice one. It's still got the sticker on the actual card, or on the penny sleeve. But let's see if I can gently get it out of here. It's a nice one. It's got a little bit of I'll hold on to it as we go. It's got a little bit of like print mark issues, but as you can sort of see down there toward the bottom, the centering's nice. Yeah, a little bit of kind of print marks there, and a couple of fisheyes on the W there. A little bit up here as well in terms of fisheyes. But this is a pretty nice card. It jumped out at me. I'm like, I just would love having this, just because Bill White was a great player, and again, I kind of grew up with, hearing his voice a lot. Circle back to that Bucky Dent game. He's got that famous home run call. There's the back of this card. So I look forward to getting this. Well, I mean, if he gets in, I will certainly get this graded. If he does not get in this year, then I'll hold on to it and just keep it like this for now. But I thought I would close the video by showing this. Just sort of coincidental that he became a finalist right after I got this. So we'll see what happens there. And that's my video for tonight. Just wanted to give you an update on my 78 run. Going pretty well. But we're getting into some of the bigger cards now. I only have probably like 2 or 3 potential cards that would be 20 or less. So the rest of them are going to be bigger. So, all right. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.